One, go. Hello and welcome to another Mirror Gaming live stream. Today we're reacting to the EAFC 24 Ultimate Team Deep Dive. Joining me today is my esteemed colleague Lewis Barton. Lewis, how you doing? You all right?
Not too bad. Very excited. This is the one we've all been waiting for, I think, isn't it? So very excited
Absolutely.
for this. Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm Nathan Bliss, gaming editor, and Lewis is our resident FIFA / EAFC expert. So thank you, Lewis, for coming on and chatting about Ultimate Team. You might have watched our career mode deep dive, which we also reacted to as well. So make sure you go and check that out. But Ultimate Team, like you said, is the big one, isn't it? There's a lot of
Yeah.
expectation. There's a lot of people going to be watching this. What are you expecting to see from today?
Some big changes, really. Big updates to Ultimate Team. Like you said, it's the biggest game mode. It's the one that most people who play EAFC will be looking to see, like new updates and new features. So, the whole rebrand with the EAFC, you're expecting they'll do something different. From what I know already, I know there'll be a few different things coming, which I'm looking forward to seeing in more detail.
Yeah.
But it should be good.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Do you think what are some of the big things that you're expecting to see? Because just for anyone who didn't watch our other stream, you were at the reveal event in Amsterdam. You got to speak to the devs. You got to speak to EA themselves, a couple of people. From what you gathered there, what sort of things are you expecting to see today from this deep dive?
I think the biggest one, which has been touched on by EA a few times in gameplay trailers and stuff, and even on the website, is the addition of evolutions.
Yeah.
I think this is really exciting. I've always described it as in career mode. There's nothing better than finding some wonder kid and evolving them into one of the best players in the world. And they're always in your team from the first year you start the game to the last. You can now do similar in Ultimate Team. So, say at the beginning of the game when you're starting off your squad, you've got some 76 rated gold card that you fall in love with. He's actually really good for your team. He suits your play style well. You can now upgrade him through the game. So by the time it gets to November, he's not outdated. He's not
Yeah.
behind the meta curve. You can keep upgrading him, keep using him. And by the end of EAFC Ultimate Team, when your whole team is 90 plus rated, you could have this 76 plus player you started with as a 92 rated striker in your team.
Yeah.
So it brings this definition of you can now have club legends. And it gives you more, I guess, option into what your team really is. You can really choose who you have. So that's the biggest new addition that I'm excited for.
Yeah.
And there's a whole collection of other ideas of introductions that I'm looking forward to as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know we're so used to having just men in Ultimate Team that you said him a few times. It's going to be them this year. There's going to be
exactly.
women's footballers alongside men's footballers in the same team, which would be really exciting. And there's going to be some really high rated players as well. How are you expecting that to develop? Are they going to have the same? Are the women's footballers going to have exactly the same thing as the men's footballers in terms of they're going to have the evolutions and everything like that as well?
Yeah, from what I've seen so far, it seems that anything to do with the men's Ultimate Team is going to have the women's involved as well. So you can use women's players in evolutions. Women's players will be involved in the promos, I'm pretty sure. I'm not 100% sure they're involved in like Team of the Week squads each week. So it'll be interesting to see if EA touching that today, which I think will be really interesting.
That will be really interesting, yeah.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the introduction of women's players because there's so many good players in the women's game, and all it's going to do is enhance the Ultimate Team experience because now it's going to open up so many more different ways for you to build your squad. Like you said, there's so many high-rated players that are going to come into it. You got Alexia Putellas, Sam Kerr, who I predicted in our ratings predictions pieces to be joint as the highest rated players this year because in the women's game they're two of the best, and obviously Putellas is two-time Ballon d'Or winner, so why would she not be up there with the best rest of them? And there are some really, really good options for building your squad this year. Women's players being introduced.
Yeah, that'll be really interesting. I'm really looking forward to that. And we're also expecting some things around chemistry as well. Potentially explain how chemistry works. As updates to icon chemistry.
Which
sounds really exciting.
Yeah, I think that was one of the biggest problems with the new chemistry system in FIFA 23. Obviously, it was changed, brand new. A lot of people didn't like it because it took away the links. My team especially, I used to have strikers playing centre mid just so you could, build your chemistry really well. As it took that away. But one thing that always was, great in FIFA 22 was obviously icons gave everyone who they linked to chemistry. But then because it changed in EAFC, they that they lost that factor of that interest. That's what made icons so useful, is that they gave everyone chemistry, and then obviously in FIFA 23 they only gave people with the same nation chemistry. So they proved a bit useless at times, especially when you got a squad full of different nations and teams and leagues. So in EAFC 24 they've changed the icon chemistry, it seems. So now an icon will give +1 chemistry to every single player in your squad. I'm not sure if this means that if you have 3 icons, everyone gets 3 chemistry and gets full chemistry. I want to see how they work that out, because if that's true, that's extremely easy to get full chemistry. And that could be the route EA is going down. They want to make it easier. But yeah, I can expect icons to then cost a lot more in-game this year, because I think heroes were better than icons last year because they gave leagues links. So it's good to see that again. And there's also position changes as well, which is different.
I think the thing for me that always frustrated me with team building in FIFA is that sort of positioning and looking which position players can play in. And I know that they made a big step forward in FIFA 23 because players could play in multiple positions for the first time ever, but it was still really annoying, the fact that you have this. I think I've still got an all Argentina team, and there was like a really good the Di Maria team of the season moments. For a long time I couldn't use that card because I couldn't fit his position into my team in a way that meant the other players were on full chem, and it's just so frustrating when you've got a player who plays alongside the others in real life. They're the same nation, even the same club, some of them, and you just can't fit them in. So explain the changes that are coming to EAFC 24 and how that'll benefit someone like me, for example.
Yeah, so the position changes now, I think all it's doing is getting rid of the modifiers. So that was obviously introduced in FIFA 23. And I thought, in theory, it's a great idea, having these players who can now play both left and right wing, can also play to the middle. It makes making a team a lot easier sometimes. But then needing to actually use these modifiers all the time sometimes became a bit of a hassle, and it became a bit frustrating. So what's happening now is they're completely removing position modifiers items from the game. So say you have a Di Maria who can play left mid, left wing, right wing. If you moved him now from left wing to right wing in your squad, his position would automatically change to right wing. And the biggest impact I think this will have is in draft, because I've done a few drafts this year and I'll be playing with teams on like 11 chemistry, because especially on your bench, you'll get like, I always find if I have 2 strikers and a cam, it would always give me centre forwards. But then they don't get chemistry, like a Hullet or something. Even though on their secondary positions, they can play striker or cam in different positions. You weren't able to change it. There was no position modifiers in draft. So now that means that, if you enter a draft, you get a player who's a left winger, put him in left mid, he'll change automatically. You'll get better chemistry. And I think it's definitely something which is improved from last year.
Yeah. And so I think I think you mentioned a specific example that EA gave you there was around Van Dijk, and how you can sort of change. You can even change the type of player as well that the player is.
This is go through the evolutions, I'm pretty sure it was. So it now means rather than just, upgrading a rating, you can upgrade play styles, you can upgrade positions or change positions as well. So the example I remember being used was Van Dijk. They showed a picture of his base card next to his evolutions card with a new like Nike sort of a card design, which I thought was pretty cool, with animated backgrounds, which they're meant to touch on more today. And the Van Dijk card was now a centre mid, which meant, you could, if your squad's missing a good box-to-box midfielder, a bit like in career mode, how you can train a player to be better in a different position, you can complete objectives to then move his position, and his stats will also change with that. So it won't be like Van Dijk's now a centre mid with the same defensive stats and bad attacking stats. It'll be more balanced out. And again, I think it just adds more possibilities for customization and making your team how you want it to be.
Yeah, I think that's really exciting because, look, like sometimes EA don't put players in their right positions, like that we know they can play in. Like one of the examples that I can think of straight away is Tanganga for Spurs. Obviously, never in anyone's team, like full time, probably.
A very vague.
Yes, but right wing back. He's not a right wing back, right? He's a centre back. So imagine for a second that he didn't have centre back as his alternate position. You can never play that, but even though that player plays there in real life, you can never play that player in that position on full chemistry unless you change him around if it lets you pause it and sub someone in on half chem and then move them across, and it's just so frustrating. Whereas I think that what that allows you to do is if there are players like that who even in real life, if you know, Kai Havertz, for example, right? I guarantee you he's going to be a CF in the AFC 24, but he's not.
Yeah.
But he's only being put there because he played there for Chelsea. If you want him as a CM, it's going to be very difficult. But with evolutions, that might be possible to actually put him in that position. We know in real life he's a replacement for Xhaka, right? Or, you know, replacement for Odegaard in that sort of advanced role. I think this is where it's really exciting, where you can actually replicate what's happening in real life more accurately. For me, that's the most exciting thing.
Yeah, and it's interesting you touched on that real life sort of aspect of the game. How one thing that it's a bit different to what you're speaking about, but you guys with the real life thing. Last year, EA did touch on the fact with Team of the Week squads. Now it was say, for example, Haaland scored 2 long-range goals to win the game for Man City and got a Team of the Week card. They did mention that his long shot rating will be boosted to based off his real life performance. That never happened.
Yeah.
As they've also now said that in EAFC, they'll do the similar thing with play styles. So obviously replacing the trait system, play styles give players big boosts to their card and advantages over others. So for example, if Haaland was to score 2 goals from long range and you got a Team of the Week item, his Team of the Week item will now come with the power shot play style. And that would just give him boosted shot power and long range shots, higher percentage chance of them going in the net. So I think it's really interesting how EA are trying to touch on that, bringing the real life game, the live game into the virtual game.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got the premiere in 3 minutes time, guys. So it's going to kick off at 15:58, which I'll go into a 2-minute timer, and then we can start getting excited about what we see. So in terms of like other things that haven't been mentioned, is there anything? I was just looking at the ticker as well. There's currently 10,000 people waiting on the video, and it just keeps going up and up as close as when we get to it.
I think that's a lot higher than the career mode one. I think the career mode is about 5k, so it's already double, but that's expected, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. What are some of the things like bugbears for you that like you're looking out for? Like, is there anything particularly that you're really excited about? Or hope that they do something about?
It's the evolutions. That's what's always been interesting for me. Claim all objectives is something a lot of fans have been calling out for a long time.
Yes.
Especially recently, they introduced in the objectives that nation's pride objective, which is just when you score like 1 goal, you unlock like 3 tifos. And I think I played like 8 games in a row. Went to my objectives. I had like 29 objectives to claim, and because there was so many to claim, my Xbox started slowing down. Because it was like it was just buffering so much. So the introduction of a claim all objectives button would be fantastic.
Yeah. For me, it's
just little things. For me,
it's that if someone quits when you draw in, should be a win.
Yes. Yeah. I 100% agree. I wish that comes into the game. I really hope it does. Nothing was mentioned at the event about that, sadly. It could be something they announced in the game. It could be something they announced in the pitch notes, which isn't video worthy. I don't know. But it is so frustrating because you see it amongst the pro players all the time. It'll be the most toxic thing where they're drawing 4-4 in a FUT Champions game in the 118th minute. They hit him on the counter attack and they'll quit. And they get nothing from it. I understand maybe, you know, if a player quits 0-0 after like 5 minutes, it's a bit different. It's a bit of a cheap win. But if it's like after say half an hour and it's 1-1, then they quit. It's like, well, that's a waste of time. Yeah.
For me, one of my biggest bugbears is when I've finished all my games on FUT Champs and I know that even if I win the next couple, I'm not going to get to where I need to be. Yeah. I'll go into a game and I'll score an own goal and I'll quit because I'll give them the win, right? Yeah. You know, it doesn't benefit me. When I go into games and people quit straight away, I'm like, guys, what are you doing? I could have got that win.
Yeah. Takes 2 seconds.
It takes 2 seconds to not be toxic. You know what I mean? We're all being the same thing.
The community is a bit toxic at times. So
yeah.
I do understand why they did bring the celebration back.
Yeah, that was the thing, wasn't it? Yeah.
To reduce toxicity.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I always give people wins. We're all in the same grind.
I always do it.
We're all in the same grind. We're all looking to just get as many wins as possible in that FUT Champions thing. And the fact that they, you know, you can go into a game and they just quit. Where when I do it every
worst,
time, it's like, come on, man.
The worst for me has been in a penalty shootout in Foot Champions. It's got all the penalties after like a 3-3 draw.
Oh no!
And they've missed 2 in a row. So if I score like my next 2, I win, and then they just quit, and then I get nothing from it after playing.
Well, you can't quit. They must plug their Ethernet cable out.
Yeah, they'll just turn off their Xbox or a PlayStation, and it disconnects. It's so frustrating.
The amount of time I've got a penalty in 0-0, and it's just gone like off, and I'm like, oh, come on, man.
Typical.
Come on, man. But it's going to premiere any moment. We're going to watch the Ultimate Team deep dive. Let us know what you're looking forward to in the chat. And as we're watching it as well, we'll go through all the bits. And of course, following the stream going live, we'll also review it ourselves and go back and look at any important bits. So if there's something in particular that you want us to look at or want any deep dive analysis on, we've got Lewis here who was at the event, who spoke to devs himself, who can give us a bit more info. But let's get into it, shall we?
Here we go.
Here we go. The Ultimate Team deep dive. It's almost here. Here we go. 1 minute 38 for the Ultimate Team deep dive.
I haven't asked you that, Nathan. What are you most excited for? Because I've been doing all the talking. It feels like. What are you most excited for? What do you want to see? Apart from no quits.
The position changes.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
You want your Di Maria in your team next year? So.
I mean, at the very least, I feel like that's
interesting though.
I feel like that's a low bar.
With the position changes, do you reckon that will impact the promos at all? Because this year there was 2 promos that focused on the position changes. There was the rule breakers, and then there was the what was the last one? Shapeshifters. There was 2 promos. Yeah. Position changes. So
I mean, I'm sure they can think of other promos around other things.
I want to see more live promos as well. I really enjoyed promos like Fantasy Foot, where it's based on real performances. I love those promos. Anything like that again would be great.
And arguably, the only reason Shapeshifters and Rule Breakers are in there is because that they couldn't do the position changes. So they don't need them in there anymore. They can do other more creative stuff potentially around that, like Foot Carnival. Where's Foot Carnival? Like, that was one of my favourite promos, man. It's just gone. AX Gamers in the chat, hi. Thank you so much for joining us and watching the Ultimate Team deep dive with us. The maximum number of players in a football team is 11. Thanks for that, EA. It just flashed up on their video. But we're 10 seconds away from the Ultimate Team deep dive. If you're watching with us, please let us know what you're looking forward to. Here it is. It's time. Let's have a look at what they've got in store for us with Ultimate Team in the EAFC 24.
Welcome back to our EA Sports FC 24 Deep Dive Series. I'm Lee Ravel, and I am here with
Lee Ravel. I spoke to her on the podcast
and
before.
Richard from the
I spoke to her in
Amsterdam.
She was at the event,
Might be the
have you got volume?
year in Ultimate
I have.
Team. How are you doing, guys?
I've not.
Hey,
Okay,
Leah.
Hello. Okay.
There's so many
there's new pack
things
animation.
we have to
2
talk about
walkouts
today.
at once.
The ability to improve players in our club with
pretty
brand
cool.
new Ultimate Team Evolution.
Here we go.
the
Ultimate
inclusion
Team
of women's
Evolutions.
football and playstyles. Let's get straight into it. First up, we have to talk about Ultimate Team Evolutions. Are you telling me that I can finally improve players from my club?
That's right. We've never had anything quite like this in Ultimate Team. There's so much to
These
love
more,
about what this unlocks
these are the upgrades.
people's passions for
These are the
players,
upgraded versions,
regardless
yeah.
of where
Oh, and
they're
that's
at
new.
in their
These are new
development.
player
Richard,
ratings.
wanna explain how this
Ooh,
works?
more leaks.
65.
More
He's
leaks.
65 this year,
You're
so
going to
he's
be
at
able to pick
77
your
already.
favorite
Wow.
players and upgrade them throughout the year.
That
pretty
card
straightforward.
design
All you
looks
have to do is
very
pick your
familiar, doesn't
favorite
it? Like
players,
pro player, the pro
complete
player
objectives with
design.
them, and then
It
get
does,
their
doesn't it? Yeah.
upgrades.
Yeah.
For example, you complete 20 passes with them, get 2 assists, and that completes level 1 and earns you +10 short
New
passing,
scorecard
and
in the
also
top corner.
upgrades their
Yeah.
You'll also be able to level up the player's item.
Ooh,
so that your
is that
favorites
Zabaleta?
stand out when you load into a match.
Centre back. See that?
It looks like it. Yeah, they're
Moving
introducing
on
new.
to
They've
my
announced a few
favorite things
heroes.
that I'm
Yeah.
so excited
Surely
to
they
talk
introduce
about.
more icons
Women's
this year as
football
well.
is coming to Ultimate
Women's
Team.
football. Sam Kerr, I
Got it.
saw there.
The Ultimate Team dream is obviously to assemble your favorite footballers from around
Marta,
the world.
yeah,
Marta.
into
legend.
an Ultimate 11. This is the
Yeah.
biggest addition
Yes.
of top-tier
Alex
players
Scott.
we've ever introduced into the game. At
Good
one
face
time.
It's
scans.
called Ultimate Team.
Yeah.
If you're
Oh,
not
here we
able to
go,
play with your
okay.
favorite players, it's not really your Ultimate Team.
Very
this year,
familiar
with the
looking
introduction of
screen.
More leagues, and with
Yes.
evolutions especially.
Oh, that's
you're gonna be able to
Company,
make your
not
Ultimate Team,
Zabaleta.
It's not going to look like anybody
Sorry.
else's.
Sorry,
Love
Vincent.
it. So, new players.
It's more
so
zoomed
new
out for me, so I'm sort of
leagues,
squinting
the
to see it.
introduction of
Oh,
women's
is it?
football.
Sorry, man.
How will chemistry work putting
That's just for
all
me
of
'cause
these
I'm
new
watching
players
it,
into
that's
my
fine.
Ultimate Team?
Chemistry, here we
Chemistry
go.
will
Chemistry.
remain the same. For example, Sam Kerr will
Chemistries
link to
remain the
WSL
same.
Players, her fellow Australians, and
So it's
is
out
gonna
of
link up with
33
Chelsea
still.
Players. So in Sam Kerr's
Looks like
case,
it, yeah.
she'll link to Lauren James and Reece James.
Is that
Love
Van
that.
Dijk 88? Is
And
that
what about
Addison
heroes
89?
and icons? Can you tell the
Addison should be
people
getting an
if we
upgrade.
expect any
Addison
new
should be
ones?
getting an
Yeah,
upgrade.
absolutely. You're going to be able to reach back into the
There we
history
go, new
books to play with
heroes.
some
New
of the
heroes,
greatest
yeah.
players from the past.
Show us the
But
icons, come on.
we know
I
that
know.
the community has been wanting a change when it comes to icon chemistry.
Icon chemistry.
So,
Could
when
sit
you have
here.
an icon in your team, they're going to apply a +1 league link to anybody in your squad.
+1
That just opens
league
up
link to
more
anyone in your
spot building
squad.
Opportunities and more ways for
League
you to
link.
link your team.
Okay, there we go.
Will these new players pop into packs like everyone else?
Yes, indeed. Every
So this is
player
the
in
double
Ultimate
walkout,
Team
it looks
will share
like.
the same
Is it?
packs, the same pitch,
Just 2
and will be
walkouts at
included
once.
Every
from
player in
us
Ultimate Team will
throughout
share the same pack.
Speaking of packs, something I'm really excited about. This year we have new sets, we have
91
new animations,
Mateus.
including my
That's
the
the
highest
highest
packs.
rated we've seen so
two
far.
Yeah,
player
yeah, yeah.
walkout. So if you
2-player
pick
walkout.
Really great
Walkout.
players, they're both going to walk out at the same time.
That's pretty cool. Haaland 90.
Ooh,
Is that
okay,
confirmed?
that's a surprise. That's a
Well, I'm
surprise.
starting to put things together.
I'm very
5
shocked he's
new
not
leagues,
91.
thanks
I'm
to
very
Women's
shocked.
I
Football
mean,
Plus,
they'll say it's
Heroes
not.
and Icons,
They'll say it's
and
not
then
final, but
here's
like,
what I decide
I mean,
to improve the Ultimate Team Evolutions. Every squad is going to be so versatile, so different.
more ratings.
That's exactly what we're hoping for. Each of these new features should unlock
Vinicius
a world
Junior
of new squad
88.
building
He's gone down.
opportunities.
Grealish
Your club should
85.
be
No,
personal
he
and
was
unique, so
86 this
Oh,
year.
was he 86
this is a
this year?
great
I
year
predicted
for you
89 for
to make
Vinicius.
your ultimate team truly yours.
Son's gone down by
Have to
3.
mention this new item design because we
Item
haven't
design,
talked
here
about
we
it
go.
yet, and that's something that stood out to me right away.
It's a big change, you're right. Redesigning the items was a chance to bring your favorite footballers into focus and helps you understand them at a glance. The new layout makes room for bigger images, more key
Bigger
information than ever
images.
before, like league crests for chemistry.
Player
and even
item
animated
ratings are not
backgrounds.
final and are
You'll
subject to
notice new
change.
information as well. So those Playstyles Plus that you see
dunno.
on the left side of the item,
I think Van Dijk.
these
not
essentially
Van Dijk,
will
I
let
think
you know
Haaland will
what
still be
makes that
91.
player special on the pitch and how to get the most out of them in the game.
Yes, yes. I was actually watching this in the gameplay deep dive the other day, and those sound
Bellingham
amazing.
85.
Are playstyles a big part of the gameplay dynamic in
85.
Ultimate Team?
what is it?
Absolutely. They're a feature
Oh my
that
God,
takes
that's a Volta
gameplay
skill move, that.
beyond overall
Yeah, it
ratings.
was.
In Ultimate Team.
Playstyles and Playstyles Plus are how we're bringing those signature
Not sure why
abilities
they're
to
going
life,
through
so that players
playstyles
are more
again. We've
unique
already
and
seen
They've
this.
gone through
more
this
like
like
their
3
real world
times
selves.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Playstyles Plus especially are something to look out for. These signature abilities that are unique to world-class athletes are reserved only
Some
for the
shooting
best
stats there
players.
for Haaland.
You'll notice the difference when
But it could
playing
be
with
different. It
players
could be
that
the
have them.
playstyle.
Yeah,
Yeah,
subject to
they're a great
change,
way to
Lewis.
understand
Subject
and
to
get the
change.
best out of the players on the pitch, and a great way to know how to build a squad that has complementary skills and strengths.
I love it. Let's talk a little bit about objectives.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, well, we've been working hard to give you more
Ooh,
focus
looks like
and
a new
direction when you
screen.
load up Ultimate Team.
Yeah, new
With the new
menus.
objectives menu, it's
Just
easier to
the-
understand
okay.
what to play for and get back to the action.
I did see that
There's
the
also
menus
new
had changed to
navigation and a new
vertical.
Yeah.
quick switcher to
Sorry,
cycle between
horizontal.
modes, so you can go
Here we go, like
straight
this,
from
yeah.
your
Yeah,
squad
yeah,
to
yeah, yeah,
rivals,
So the new
or
completely
from
unit
SBCs
menus.
to the transfer market.
That's
and
cool.
there's another thing.
That's easier because I hate when you go from.
Claymore.
You'll finally be able to
There we
gather
go,
all
we're
your
getting them.
rewards from one group
Come
together.
on.
Yes, yes. I know how much the community has been asking for that one, myself included. Are there any other changes that we can talk
Any other
about?
changes?
No,
Well,
quits.
I mean, we've
Nothing,
also
no
made
quits
a
though.
little tweak to how players change position.
There we go.
Anyone with a secondary position will automatically switch to that new position, so you'll no longer need to get position modifiers and keep toggling.
This is
your
what you said,
players back and
Lewis.
forth in different
Automatically.
They
Place.
automatically
Yeah.
This
change.
change will
Yeah.
make SPCs
Why they got
a lot more
Owobi in the
seamless,
squad?
and you'll finally be able to use a player's secondary position in draft and get them some chemistry.
Use secondary position in draft. Okay,
Well,
cool.
you guys, thank you
Is that it?
so much. It's been a pleasure to talk through Ultimate
Wow.
Team with the both of you. It feels honestly like
I
a whole new
expected
game
more.
mode, Ultimate Team
More
Evolutions,
detail.
Women's football, play styles. I cannot wait to get started.
Thanks for chatting with us.
Yeah, thanks for having us, Leah.
This has been me, Leah Ravel, signing off, and we will see you back for more deep dives. Welcome to
Right.
the club.
Okay. Right then. Shall
Well.
we go back to the start?
Yes. Let's get
Let's
back into
see.
it again.
Yeah, let's see. So thank you everyone for joining us. We've got Alex Gamer in the chat. I mean, I don't know why you wouldn't use women in your Ultimate Team. It's just a shame on your part that you're having to miss out on all the players. But that's your decision, I guess. Yeah, so let's look at through some of the other bits.
And I am here with two
So
experts, Gene
the first thing
and
they
Richard, from the
talked
development
about
team to chat through
was
what might be the biggest year in Ultimate Team.
the
How are you doing today?
screen
Hey, Liam.
changes.
Hello.
There's so many new things.
I
we
like
have
the
to talk
double
through
walkout.
today.
I
The
thought
double
they
walkout
made
is
it.
good.
Improved
I
players
think
in
that's
our
really
club
cool.
with the brand new Ultimate Team Evolutions, the inclusion of women's
Evolutions.
football,
It's
and
first, I'm
play
pretty sure,
styles.
yeah.
Let's get straight into
There's
it.
Shota.
First up, we have to talk about Ultimate Team Evolutions. Are you telling me that I can finally
Cool.
improve?
So
players?
from what you because obviously you were at the launch event in Amsterdam, what more can you tell us about evolutions, how it works, and how you can upgrade your players and so on and so forth?
Yeah, so from what we were told, Evolutions is just a new way to build your squad and to improve players into club legends. So, for example, the example they're choosing here is Makoko from Dortmund.
Yeah.
And we showed in the video he was obviously 65 rated, so he's obviously doing an upgrade. They were the ratings from FIFA 23.
Yeah.
But it looks like here you can see in more detail. There's different upgrades you can choose. So they're on striker upgrade here. And this just means you can complete certain objectives that will improve certain stats and overall rating on the card. I'm not sure how much detail they went into it audio-wise, so I couldn't hear it. But did they mention anything about per season, upgrading per season?
No, they didn't. But it does say at the bottom of here, unlock within 15 days, expires in 29 days. So that would.
Yeah. So what we were told was that it's per season. There's one upgrade opportunity. Right. So. In a month period to go from 77 to 80, like is on screen there, that makes sense because it's not going ridiculously high. It's just staying in touch with the meta. So if it's like 3 ratings every month or so, it should be hitting the 90 mark around the same time Team of the Season comes out, which just means that they'll always stay in the curve. So they won't get outdated. They won't fall behind. It won't be replacing strikers in your team every 2 weeks, every 2 months, because they're just not as good as they used to be. So now you can actually keep people up to date, and it's a great addition. I think it's great.
Yeah, absolutely. It does look like there's some requirements that you have to meet. So just on the right here, select a player that meets the following requirements: max 78 shooting, max 81 pace, max overall 78, and max 4-star weak foot. That's gonna rule a lot of players out potentially.
Yeah, so I think at the beginning, to me, this looks like it's quite an early stage of the game part.
Yeah.
I think at the beginning, it will limit the customization.
Yeah.
I think it will be more you choose low-rated players and you can evolve them into higher. Because I think it would be a bit unfair if, say, in the first week you ended up packing a Haaland with luck. And then, a week later, you've somehow upgraded him even more than he should be.
Yeah.
It feels like it could be quite an unfair advantage. So I think it's just trying to sort of level the playing field a bit. If you get these low-rated players, you can make them better than they are. Yeah. But I think when you get towards a later stage of the game, when these players you could evolve to like 90 rated, it will definitely, the requirements will definitely go up.
Yeah.
Which means, it would be like maximum like 90 shooting, 90 rated and stuff. And it pretty much then means you can change whoever you want.
Yeah, but then at that stage, there might only be room for one upgrade at that stage, so you have to sort of
choose carefully. Yeah,
absolutely.
Well, on the left, what else is the striker upgrade? What else is there? There's a few options on the left, isn't there?
So I'm just going to play. So let me just have a look on here.
There's so much to love.
So, do you want me to go back a minute, or are you happy?
On the left there. So go back a little bit.
About what
there. So on the left, there's like all this. There's all like the sidebars. You currently on strike upgrade. What are the other ones that are sort of like faded out?
There's dribbling, evolutions, foundations, and the path to glory. Are the ones?
So that shows there's probably different ways to upgrade players. So I mean that looks like you could do 4 at once maybe. Path to Glory sounds like it could be a bit like that. Sounds like you can take one player and make him ridiculously good over a long period of time. As in striker upgrade might be something that refreshes every month. Path to Glory might be you choose one player at the beginning and you can keep upgrading that one player throughout the year. That's what I think. That makes a bit of sense. It could be completely wrong. It might be explained more in the patch notes later on today. We don't know yet, but I think I'm glad there's more than just one option. I think it would get a bit stale if it was once a month you can upgrade one player. After 2-3 months, it would become quite just like anonymous feature.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm glad it looks like there's more than one way, which is good.
While we watch this, I'm just going to have a quick look and see if the patch notes are up, actually, because we can potentially go through them as well. So let me have another quick look.
So in Ultimate Team Evolutions, you're going to be able to pick your favorite.
Let me know if there's any. So available evolutions is on there as well.
Pretty straightforward. All you have to do is pick your favorite players,
level 2
complete
rewards,
objectives with them, and then get their upgrades.
Yeah, so it looks like different levels
complete 20
can go
passes
up
with them, get 2 assists,
different
and
stats
that
can go up
completes
and
level
stuff.
1
So the patch notes aren't live yet,
and also upgrades their weak foot.
They were last time.
Yeah, it took a little while,
so
but there could be some new player ratings there maybe as well. That's obviously the evolutions of the team.
Moving on.
They never touched on
my favorite things
women's
that I'm
players
so
and
excited
promos,
to
did
talk
they?
about
No,
in
they
football
said they would be in the
coming
same
to Ultimate
packs.
Team.
You got it. The
Okay.
Ultimate Team dream.
So they'd be in the
So
same
that just
packs.
means
That
just means
from
you
around
get
the
them
world.
wherever,
Oh.
but I'm not sure they'll be in the same promos.
Okay, so we've got some pitch notes. Shall we go across to that?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think you'll find out a
Okay.
bit more that you haven't seen in the trade already.
It's
So.
not really
Cool.
your
Let's do
Ultimate
that
Team.
then. So if we
So
go
this
to
year,
here, let's get rid of this for a second. Give me 2 seconds while I just add this in as another scene. Here we go. Gameplay deep dive. This is what we're looking at here. Just put this here so we can all see this. Let us know in the chat as well if you can see this okay while we go through the deep dive. So, here we go. Ultimate Team Evolutions. As you level up your players, your visual upgrades. You have to run the same play through multiple evolutions throughout the year. So by the end of the year, you can have unique versions of players that no one else has.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like that idea.
Yeah. Not every player is eligible. You have to check requirements. An example of this might be evolve any silver player, evolve a left back with 3-star skill moves. A selection of evolution will be freely available for players to enter each season, and so will have coins or coins points requirements.
Okay.
So you'll need to buy an evolution.
See if that's the EA, don't do that.
Oh no.
This is just if that's actually what's going to happen. If you got to buy your evolutions, it's ruined it already.
That's pay to win. But to the maximum.
you're that's pretty much means you're paying to get your players improved, which is awful. Oh, I really hope that isn't the case.
Some will
That
have
has
coins
changed
or
everything.
coins points requirements. Just like the balance of upgrades from the SBC objective and the transfer market, we want to make sure evolutions upgrade paths are balanced across Ultimate Team. So there will be a transfer market. Okay, that's confirmed. Okay, so yeah, you can upgrade skill moves, work rates, play styles, alternative positions, and weak foot throughout the season. Okay. Our goal is to keep evolutions. Be added more ways. So that looks like maybe a card design change as well as you
it
upgrade
looks like
them.
as it goes on, you can get better cards, which is pretty cool.
That's cool. We'll be sharing more about evolutions in an upcoming pitch notes deep dive. Isn't this what we've just been watching? What?
We're watching a deep dive,
What?
and
What do
these
you
are pitch notes.
These are the other pitch notes. Right. Once a player has been confirmed evolution, it becomes untradeable. Right. Okay. You can have as many evolutions players in your squad as you want, but you can only activate one to upgrade at a time.
Yeah, that's what I assumed. Yeah.
Can I switch back and forth between players, or do I have to finish? You can swap back and forth between them freely. Right. Okay.
Apparently, there's now options in this. It tells you more. This is one that I find extremely frustrating, especially towards the end of FIFA title. You can now hide loans when doing SBCs.
Perfect. That's great. That's brilliant.
And apparently, squad battle half times have been reduced to 4 minutes.
That's cool. Okay.
Which I think is a really good addition.
So let's have a look. Where would this be? Community improvements, right?
Probably. You'd assume so.
Yeah. So item design has changed. That's cool. Animated backgrounds, introducing new customized. That's really cool. I really like that. Really like that.
Yeah.
Club search improvements as well. Hide loan players. Yep. Change my position change. We know already. Please note the combined search will be available for your club. Okay, cool. We already know about the chemistry inversions. Item improvement. Did you pack a cool kit or TV? You can have manual equipment customizations. Oh, that's good. You can equip them straight away. Because so many times I've got like a kit that I really like in a pack, and then I just have to claim it and then go into the club and then equip
And you
it from
forget
there.
about it. They used to be able to do that, wasn't it? Like back in the day, you could just
definitely
make
do
kids
that.
active instantly.
Absolutely. Did you open a pack with a lot of untradeable duplicate player items? You can now swap them in bulk with their tradable versions in your club. That's cool. Okay. So say you pack loads of players you've already got, you can swap them and then just put them on the transfer list. That's like a nice
that's
nice,
good in bulk
nice
as well. That's the main thing.
That's cool.
I sometimes, especially towards the end again, when you got like 50 duplicates in a massive pack, you can just really easily do that. Yeah.
You can now find favorite lengthy players easier than ever with the introduction of acceleration types in the player bio. So you don't have to look at websites like foot.gg or anything to actually get that nowadays. New menus, what you talked about. With the verticality of it as well.
That. I think it just makes, because there's a lot of times if I want you to go from, especially when you're completing a big SBC and you got to go to the store to open a pack, or you got to back out 3 times, get to the store. Now it just makes things quicker.
Absolutely. Here we go. Squad battle matches feel too long. We're happy to announce we're reducing the length of each half from 6 minutes to 4 minutes, so you can make the most out of your time you pick up the controller. Okay, cool.
Perfect.
That
makes doing objectives much easier.
Yeah, absolutely. Objectives. Here we go. Ooh, that's a nice card.
And this is what I like about the new menus, is that the background here, it's themed, and I really like that.
Yeah, that's good. Objectives group will be organised across multiple tabs so you can find, play, and manage your progress easier. While objectives can be extremely fun, how we presented them in the past could feel a bit dry. Some objective groups will now have themed backgrounds so the energy and personality of our campaigns really shine through. Cool. Okay. That's really cool. You can claim redeem all rewards from completed objectives within a single objective group, and we'll send the rewards to your club. Okay, so within a group, so you can't just claim all of them. You have to go to the different groups and click claim all. Well, I mean that's okay, I suppose.
It's better than what we had. So
yeah, but well, I mean, obviously, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Play styles, we already knew about this. They've changed the ratings back to what they were in FIFA 23 on here.
Yeah,
which is interesting as well. We already know about play styles, though. So why post-launch updates? Although only the best will have a playstyle, we'll be releasing more versions of players with diverse playstyles in our campaign throughout the year. Okay.
So this is what I mentioned at the Team of the Weeks, it looks like.
Yeah. You'll be also be able to customize your players and evolutions and add different playstyles to them throughout the year. Okay, cool.
So I think that shows that, down the line, when the game has way more players and promos and the meta's changed, you can probably add more players into evolutions which are higher rated and upgrade them and change positions even. So
absolutely. Okay, so let's go on to women's football then. So all the clubs and their players from the following leagues will be available at launch. So Barclays Women's Super League, England, France, Germany, Spain, the United States. Okay. In addition, a select number of clubs and their players from UEFA Champions League will be available in Ultimate Team at launch. Okay, cool. Yeah, they'll compete on the same pitch. You could do a hybrid. So all players continue to link from the same leagues and nations. Okay. You'll be able to link women's and men's footballers who play for their affiliated club. Okay.
So Chelsea women's and Chelsea men's.
That makes sense.
That means PSG are going to be extremely overpowered because
I was going to say
Mbappe's in a link. PSG got a few strikers. Katoto is one of them. She has incredible pace and shooting, so she's going to be a nuisance up top with Mbappe.
Absolutely. You know something that really annoys me? If Lauren James is transferred to a different club, she wouldn't get like all the links.
No.
But they're related.
I think there should be a promo like that.
Yeah. Can't you add custom like do you know what I mean? Like
ties.
Messi and Busquets, right? Imagine if Busquets played for like Charlton and like Messi played for like Barnsley, but because they grew up through La Masia together, they need like to have full chem. Do you know what I mean? It just makes sense.
It should be. That'd be great if they did that. Like,
that'd be amazing, but that would be an incredibly manual process though, having to go through. So I kind of understand.
I'd love to see a promo this year of like brothers, sisters, and family members like the Thiago and Rafinha.
Yeah,
like the James
cousins,
Fabio.
Cousins. Yeah, absolutely. So how men's and women's football plays integrated? Here we go. So evolutions, icons and heroes, transfer market, packs, objectives, SBCs. You'll be able to submit all players into SBCs as long as they meet the requirements. Okay, so there'll be more players overall then as well, which is good. Moments Ultimate Team Draft as well. All players in Ultimate Team are rated relative to the leagues and competition they play against on the real life pitch. The best players from the best league across men's and women's games will bring their ratings to the same virtual pitch. Base player ratings will be consistent with kickoff in FC24, where men's and women's teams play independently. Example, if a player is 85 rated in kickoff, they'll also have a base overall of 85 in Ultimate Team. Right, okay. So that wasn't always the case in FIFA games, but it will be this year, which is cool.
So what does that mean? Like, it will change? It can't mean it would change, because I thought it was always the same.
So they're talking about the base ratings,
as in the rate that
when they're released.
That's always been the same.
Is
it not?
I think some players are different. I'm pretty sure.
I thought it was always the same, but sometimes, as the season goes on, players
get upgraded.
It's live form.
Yeah.
But I doubt that would change their base rating in Ultimate Team.
Yeah, no, it's just I don't think.
I think they're just highlighting a point in the game for you.
Yeah. Look out for player ratings revealed in September. There you go. We will absolutely.
So nothing on promo squads or anything where they'll be integrated together, which is interesting.
I'm a bit disappointed with this.
I thought there'd be more.
I thought there'd be way more detail. It just seems like that's a bit too teasy. Give us a bit more,
They could have gone into more detail on evolutions. They could have gone into more detail on the heroes and icons as well.
Yes.
Like, they revealed all the heroes, but then only showed 3 of them in the trailer. And no new icons at all. No. They showed none of things like that, which I thought was, you'd at least see something.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Well, let us know what you thought in the chat of the changes. I thought we pretty much knew all that anyway from what was at the event and stuff. So
we did. Yeah, it's just been repeating. Yeah, there's nothing new there really, annoyingly. But
nothing new that we haven't seen before.
Still different from the FIFA 23. So
I mean, the changes are good. That's not up for debate. But what is up for debate is just going into the detail of this stuff. There's still stuff that needs to be explained.
And if Evolution is pay to win, then that is really bad. They've really messed it up a bit. You've got to pay to do it. Let's just
look at this again. Let's make a decision on this. Okay. If I can highlight it properly, VA website just allows me to do it. Guys. Okay, here we go. A selection of evolutions will be freely available to players to enter each season. And some will have coins or coins points requirements.
Don't like that.
So
I'm going to guess that means everyone will have the evolution available when you first start the game, when you can move a player from 76 to 79. Brilliant. But then when it gets down the line and you want to upgrade a player who's 90 rated to 92 rated, you're going to have to pay money for it. Which just means the best people with the people who put more money into the game are going to get more chances to upgrade, which means better teams, which means more wins, and it just is more back down to the same point of it's pay to win.
That is very disappointing.
Yeah.
They've took what should have been a community-led, player-led feature that is balanced for everyone, and they've just made it they've made it pay to win. Because I can imagine, right? I can imagine, say the first season, you get Emerson Royale, Makoko, right? You get them as the free ones. And then there's like Diego Jota, but it's 50k. And you can take him from 84 to 87. And it's like, Blam got, or 2,000 FIFA points. And it's like, if I can't afford that, someone else is doing that. And then that's also not unique as well.
Exactly.
That's not a unique player that you're doing. I don't really. No. Or maybe it's not specific players. Maybe it's like...
No, I think it's specific upgrades.
Yeah, like, you can pay for an 84 if you want.
Yeah. So you can choose a player, but there'll be requirements. So like I said, this one, you can, it's like, there might be the same upgrade, 1 to 3, where the max rating is 81.
Yeah.
But then you can pay for a better version of it where the max rating is like 86.
Yeah.
And it's just like, you want to upgrade better players to better ratings, you got to pay for it, which I think sucks.
That sucks. We'll have to see. We'll have to find out more. Maybe we can have a chat with EA and ask them directly. We'll see what happens. But Lewis, thank you so much for joining me to watch the Ultimate Team Deep Dive. Absolute pleasure to watch it with you, even though I was slightly disappointed what we saw. Wanted a little bit more from it, but you know, you can't always get what you want. I'm sure more information will come out in another deep dive.
Apparently so. I thought the last one was going to be clubs, but apparently they're saying there'll be another deep dive or pitch notes. Who knows?
So this is the pitch notes Ultimate Team Deep Dive. Is there going to be a deep dive into a deep dive? Is that what we're saying?
Deep dive 2.0.
Right. Okay. Well, we'll look out for that then. But yeah, thank you everyone for joining us on the Mirror Gaming YouTube channel to watch the EAFC Ultimate Team Deep Dive, or what we thought was the deep dive, but it now isn't the deep dive because there'll be another one in the next few weeks. But thank you to everyone who's watched. We'll catch you next time on another deep dive, whatever that it will be. You can also check out the Mirror Gaming walkthrough, which is happening now on the Mirror Gaming YouTube channel. We've already 2 live simultaneously. Look at us, look how cool we are. So you can go and watch that as well. I'm sure they're having fun over there. But from me and Lewis, we'll catch you in the next one. See you later. Bye bye.